I'll tell you what, it's time to build the 302.
Okay, we're back. Episode number 9. Project 302. We're at the end of April. The last time we were at the end of January we're here. It's the same type of day today. Beautiful day. We're going to start off today by dedicating this to our dads who were rock and rollers, and specifically Harold Sloan's dad. If you remember back in episode number 3, Harold was here telling great stories about his dad and his hot rods. And I got an email this morning. Check out this list of cars that Harold's pop had. A 1930 Ford V8 with suicide doors, a 41 Ford V8 balanced engine that he went 113 miles an hour at the Mirage dry lake bed, a 39 Plymouth with a 48 Chrysler engine, a 39 Buick Century, a 48 Pontiac, a 48 DeSoto, a 48 Buick Roadmaster, 46 Chevy Business Coupe, a Lloyd 3-cylinder 4-door, don't know what that is. Have to look that one up. Those were German cars. A 48 VW Bug, 2 VW buses, and God, just a whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, Harold's dad was a real hot rodder.
True hot rodder.
Now, Harold asked this question. Harold wishes he could be here, but he's way up in Northern California. He says, Rob, it's 11:30. If I leave this instant and shred the speed limit, I could be there by 5. So we'll have a cold beer for you, Harold. And he says, run this by Tooth. Okay? Here's the question. Now, I haven't asked Tooth this question yet, so I want his immediate response. Dad said he ground cams for Ed Iskandarian like it should mean something.
Right.
What's your response to that? Now, you got to figure, remember when Harold said that, told that story, this had to be in the early 40s that he was doing this?
Right.
So he was grinding cams for Ed Iskandarian in the early 40s. What does that mean?
Right. Well, remember when he was here, we were talking about it, and he was talking about his pop grinding cams, and I think I remember asking him, who did he grind cams for? And he didn't know. Okay. Well, he was certainly grinding cams for probably one of the most premier cam grinders of the day.
Premier.
Ed Iskandarian, Southern California upstart, and Iski cams are still around. Hey, back in our day, Iski, the big decals that would be pasted all over. Well, that's who his pop started with. That's kind of at the very beginning, kind of the ground floor of hot rodding, along with Vic Edelbrock and people like that.
And that's what Harold went on to mention here. So Harold says, what names are going on this motor? Well, Edelbrock is one of them that you list. And that's really the main one. We've got an Edelbrock carb, an Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock cam, just because it's kind of an all-tuned package. All right, so Harold's pop, we wish both of you could be here, because to have Harold's dad here in this would be awesome. Thanks for this info, Harold. This is great stuff. Let's get to work.
Yep.
Okay, Steve, here's where I've got the engine. I actually put the exhaust manifolds on. I got the bolts for it. They look pretty cool. Instead of going with headers, we decided to do these. This was actually Griff's idea, so we don't have clearance problems and durability, leakage after a while. So those actually came out pretty good. I'm real happy with the way those look. They're going to flow well. And we've got stuff on our table today. What do you think we should start with? The water pump?
Water pump.
So we've got the water pump, and we'll get to that, and we'll go to other things. We've got accessories to hang off for the alternator and such. And all right, man, we'll get started. We don't know who's going to show up today, but maybe we'll have some guests. I got some springtime beers we'll check on later. By the way, Steve, these cast iron exhaust manifolds that Griff suggested, they are off of a Hypo 289 motor, so that they are a high performance
Mustang?
Yeah, they make them for 302s now also, so so they are a high perf part.
Does it make you feel better?
That does. So you were just talking about what a pain in the neck these
water pumps are for Fords?
No, the whole accessory setup on Fords is goofy. They have all sorts of funny little brackets like this, and you're wondering where the hell they all go, and it takes a little while to get it all figured out.
All right, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Cool. All right, well, as usual, I'm hoping we're done today. But
That'd be an ambitious plan. Let's see how far we get.
I'm hoping we're done, and the next step is to get it over to Griff's, and the next episode will be us trying to get this yanked out of here. All right?
I'm with you.
Hey, now, look, everybody, look who showed up.
I'm with the handsome guy.
And
Handsome guy.
show us what you got. You came just in time because we just got started, but what do you got under your arm there? I see the baseball glove. We'll see if we can get to some of that later.
I figure I owe you one, man. 'Cause,
All right.
you know, I made a promise I couldn't keep it since I did something stupid, so I brought the ball.
Oh, good, excellent. What's in that bag, though?
Recycle?
Because that's the important part.
Is this where I recycle?
This is where you recycle.
Excellent. Let's see what I got.
You brought some springtime beers, I see.
Yeah, I did a gig for a guy, installed a 6,000 watt system in Santa Ana.
Right on. Mel does solar installation, by
And
the
he
way.
was an English bloke, and he said, well, I just couldn't let you go empty-handed, so I brought you some of our finest.
Newcastle's. That's what Steve brought today, too.
So they're not cold, but
Well, we got a refrigerator
of
over
course I
there.
have my own insulated,
Oh, right on. All right, we got to get back to work here. They're making fun of us that we drink too much beer.
Oh. Hey, I resemble that remark.
That's right. Okay, you guys, we've discovered a problem right off the bat. Hardware problem. I bought water pump mounting bolts for a 289, which should work, right?
Right.
You'd think. But as you can see, this one's too long, and you think we might be missing a couple.
Yeah, we might be.
So,
This guy was about
not a smooth,
You don't need this for the alternator.
not a smooth transition so far.
Oh, it'll take a little figuring
It's
out.
because you got your Chevy Motor shirt on today.
That's right. Hendrix.
The 302's feeling bad juju today.
Choo-choo. Alright, so you pinned it, yeah. Okay, then, which way's the alternator now?
So we might be making a run to
Swings down.
Lowe's down the street. We'll figure that out. Two's looking at a photo we took of a car at a car show the other day using the same bracketry.
Here I am, green power guy, making oil in the dirt.
So Tooth, we've got the water pump on, but we probably need a couple of bolts from Lowe's, right?
Right, we're gonna need a few.
Now you're putting on the fuel pump.
Fuel pump on. We'll push along as far as we can and identify all the parts we need.
Well, that's a good idea. You think we only want to make one trip to Lowe's instead of about 10?
I know how it works. At the minimum, we'll probably end up being, 3 trips anyway, but
All right.
we'll try to minimize it.
Mel, how's that beer doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, great.
What's that cover on there?
It's the ACA, charter member.
Really? What's the ACA?
American Cornhole Association. Not to be confused with American Cornholer Association.
Okay.
There is a difference.
All right. Do you want to explain the difference?
Please.
Like the difference between maybe a
Will this be
pitcher and a catcher, or what?
somewhat, yes.
Okay.
Because the pitcher will have the ball to throw.
Well, I got it. Okay.
And the catcher
That's
can.
it. Yeah. Okay.
All
Good.
right,
Good.
just,
Good.
Just making sure that
Good.
It's family atmosphere.
All right.
And
All right.
anyway, Jeff Witten's dad
Yeah. Never met
Runs-
Jeff's dad.
runs the American Cornhole Association. Playcornhole.org.
Oh, we'll check out that website later.
Yeah, so make sure after you drink beer,
Okay.
you play cornhole.
All right.
It's I'm not. Tooth. It might be an American tradition, or maybe prison based, or I'm not sure.
It could be European.
Oh yes, I would say
That sounds
German.
Okay.
German.
All right. What else we got going on this motor here? How are we looking?
Thermostat. How about that
Thermostat.
one?
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
hey.
do that. Let's do that.
Well, I don't know what you
I've
do
got
that
I've got a
one.
choice tooth. Check it out, because we need a hose neck. So I've got a couple of here. I've got a couple. I've got this one I picked up at Mustang Village. That's an original part, so I'd need to probably paint that one up. And then I've got this one, the bling version. What do you think we should use? Huh?
Well, the old dog has character,
Yeah, but
but
let's go bling.
he's got bling.
Let's go bling. All right, bling it is.
Bling it is. Bling it on.
Okay, we got the thermostat. Cool.
Thermostat.
What do we do with this?
Install your thermostat correctly.
Okay.
This is the sensing end that senses the temperature to open the thermostat. And you've got to put the sensor end to the engine where the hot water's at.
Okay.
It goes this way.
All right. Right on. I didn't know that.
Not that way.
All right.
This way.
Okay. Cool. We will get that in.
So we'll get that in.
You're drinking,
Hey, Rob.
influencing the lack of progress on the rare times that you get together.
Who said that?
Hey everybody! Look who else showed up. It's Bill Baldwin.
Not really.
Look at this crew we've
It's a
got.
lifelike hologram.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, here's where we are, Bill. Today we've put on the water pump, this bling bling hose neck, the alternator and its bracketry.
Well, Steve's telling me that's basically a year of horsepower foreplay.
Absolutely.
That you're never really going to get to the fruition of this thing.
No.
This act's never going to be consummated with actually transferring any horsepower to the tires, right?
Next month will be a year.
As all
We
good
said that ourselves.
as all good dating should happen before the marriage.
Exactly right. So, Tooth, if we'd have really done this right, how long should it have taken us to put this motor together?
In 19...
With an appropriate budget to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, 3-4 weeks.
You know what? I think it's kind of like Gilligan's Island, though. The plot was revealed in the first episode, but you guys can continue to reshoot Project 302 and take, you're still on the desert island.
That's right. That's
You
right.
still got the same cast of characters.
Yeah.
Did the professor ever do Marianne?
No, but once in a while, everybody that comes in here like me is the person who washes up on shore that has some promise, although I hold none of that here, to get you off the island. In the end, they leave the natives.
is this
That's
the minnow?
That would be the minnow.
This is the minnow, yes. Well, Bill, we do have some beer in the refrigerator, so please help yourself. There's a couple flavors
I
there.
could use some oxygen not streaming to my brain right now. Would be wonderful.
Excellent. Well, grab a beer, hang out. We're about ready to do some more bling accessory addition to get a real good look at it.
So, and then in true Hollywood set fashion, there are no pistons in this motor. It's just the cool stuff you bolt into the outside.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's all about the show.
Imagine how plastic can look now.
That was my exit call in case this wasn't fun.
Well,
The timer up just perfect, didn't it?
I don't have to take it. Oh, really? The dentist? Oh,
your choice. So there's a couple flavors in there. Always interested in what your fancy would be. Mel brought some
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah, I like Newcastle.
The Killian's red I got because it kind of matches the color of the wagon.
You artsy guy, you.
I told the guy at Bevmo I was probably going a little too far, but
I'm going to pick the Newcastle
There you
because
go.
the color of it kind of matches the air, the inversion layer.
excellent, excellent.
Put up
Hey,
the-
Bill, 28 years ago I borrowed this from you. I'm returning it.
Unbelievable!
Look at the look.
And I own one of these now. I don't own the 750 SFC, but I have a 1973 orange Loverda 1000.
A 73. Oh, okay, I figured a newer. You
No.
actually
I
have
mean, this is from that time period.
Right.
So I bought. There was a guy named owned Ricky Racers down in Pomona.
I'm on the right.
A guy named Lance Wheel, and I wanted one back then. Like I wanted anything, right? More than anything, and couldn't afford. I couldn't afford the mirror on one of them. That guy used to throw me the keys and let me ride around on one.
How cool.
And I went to call him all these years later because I finally bought an MV Agusta to say the reason I like Italian bikes is because of his generosity. He had died like a week earlier.
Oh.
He was still working on reproduction Loverdas because they stopped making those in that type in the mid 70s. He got hit with something off a metal lathe and it killed him. So I went and I kept searching the internet. I found somebody who had one of his bikes that he brought in from Italy that he did the custom package on. So I have that bike, and of course it doesn't run. We could do Project Loverda after
Now, is that 'cause of him or you?
That was it's the same kind of anticlimactic story as and the bling and will we ever get there? But
Well, Bill, how's your BMW coming?
I should have prepared something on the way over.
Steve.
For the inevitable question. I don't have it. He says, leaning on one of your finished automobiles. I probably won't have it for. It's a punch list now, which is about 30 things on the list. Paint here, it's details. It's running, it's mobile. It got trailered up from La Jolla to a guy in Calamasa who worked on the body and paint. I'd say by, this is another lie. I told you I was going to lie again as I go. I'd say by late June I'll have it.
Cool. Might be about the time this might be done too.
So here's my toast to next year at this time when we're staring at the motor and you guys say to me, hey Bill, how's that BMW? The only thing, yeah, Dan there.
Well, everybody, look who just popped by. Came over from Hawaii.
How you doing, man?
How you doing? Good.
Rob, how are you?
Going to Hawaii.
A few other faces here.
Ready?
Good to see you, man.
See you. Hey,
Wow, Jeff, long time.
I
Long
know.
time. Good to
I
see
watched you
you.
on the video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I know you're going to be
Jeff?
on.
Bill, hey, man.
How are you?
How are ya?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, before you say anything, you got to go to the refrigerator, pick a beer. There's a couple flavors in there.
They make it sound like it's a multitude of options, but it's like down to two.
Is it down to two?
Well,
But-
there might be a
Take
couple.
whatever's in front of me.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
one of those questions
there you
like
go.
that, do your parents know that you...
How about a Newcastle?
There you go.
One of A or B?
Newcastle is the popular one of the day.
Am I going to shred my hand with this, or is it?
Right over there.
There's a opener right here.
So Hawaii,
Hawaii.
where'd you go?
Yeah.
We're,
Which islands?
we live on Honolulu.
Oh, you live on Honolulu.
Yeah.
How long you been there?
Surprised to hear you're over here.
82.
Oh, really? Been there since...
Yeah.
Really?
I
And
couldn't
I
say
have
that.
half my life, yeah?
He just thought he'd drop by here today.
Well, the femur wasn't broken. Yeah. So they're just, they're pulling on something that's not given. Anyway, so not
I didn't
handy.
dislocate your knee or something, did it?
No,
Oh, man,
unfortunately
that's-
not. But the hip was already dislocated. So. But horrible plane trip back from that. I mean, it was a horrible. I
terrible,
tasted
man.
Hawaii after that.
Sorry to hear all this,
Sorry.
man.
Come
Golly,
back,
I
we'll
was-
treat you better.
I know,
I promise.
I know.
I was telling Tooth I got run over by Lucky's food truck in my '63 Thunderbird, and that's what saved my ass because it was a real car. And
Coming back with us in the back of this pickup, I was going too fast, coming westbound. Somebody came out of the housing area to the north.
Grand.
Older woman cut me off, but I was going way too fast. I turned the wheel and broke traction on all four tires. So now I'm ice skating towards the Baskin-Robbins, which is dug down. It's got a little mansard roof. My left front tire hits, and I'm up. I have no seatbelt on. Neither did I in Hawaii. Both saved me. Truck goes upside down and spears. It goes right through the glass of the Baskin-Robbins. It's August 30th, 2 in the afternoon, not a kid in the joint. That's the best part of the story, right?
You are so lucky.
I go upside down in the truck, and I remember thinking, I've been at things where I thought I'm going to be made. I remember thinking, this is definitely it. And I just thinking, oh, it's over for me, so I'm shot. Truck goes in upside down. The motor and the tranny get driven through the driver's side compartment up into the seat. So had I been seat belted in, I would be rolling around in front of you, at best, talking to you about this story. Walk away, not a scratch on me.
You're kidding
Walk,
me.
I mean, there's a picture of me.
This guy's hauling ass in the fast lane and cuts in, and I hit him like a pit marble. He turns like this and goes underneath the trailer. The guy slams on his brakes, and the last thing I remember, man, I see the, on the back of the, it's like a metal 2x4 on two braces on the back of those trailers. I see the back of the truck go up on my hood, and that thing is like a can opener going. And I just remember in slow motion going, I have my
Seat
seatbelt.
went out.
Yeah.
And there was somebody that we knew that was on that flight, and they passed out. And they said that they were talking to some psychologists, and they said that when like in your experience, you went into kind of a slow motion. In this situation, their mind actually shut off because they thought they were going to die, and the brain shut off apparently in anticipation of avoiding the anguish or the pain or the emotion or whatever. So you have all these different life-threatening situations, and your
Yeah.
body's got to react differently.
Yeah, and I think under enough shock, you just shut down.
Yeah.
We were talking about if you're falling out of we just had this conversation, if you're falling out of a building and you're waiting for the fall, or the end of the fall, I guess, and what happens during that fall?
They'll
What
get
is
to
your-
interview,
what is your brain?
interview a lot of people
They
about
don't
that.
interview a lot of those people.
I
It's not
saw
the fall
The
again.
good thing about it, though, even if you, I mean, there's a whole lot to talk about in terms of what are the from a scientific point of view, what are the probabilities that happened?
Right.
The great thing about what you're saying is you took responsibility.
Yeah. I stepped
Well,
up.
I mean, but that responsibility, we all have put self-imposed limitations in terms of, we all feel responsible for our immediate family, but you feel responsible for your neighborhood, for the state, for the country. What about others that aren't in that country?
Excellent.
Craig Snodgrass.
Oh, really?
Craig, can you hear her? Yeah. Hang on.
Hey, little
We
brother.
can hear you.
Is that Mel?
Oh, I love you, man.
There's Craig, right there.
It must be that he has an unmistakable voice.
Hey, yeah. Is it Rob?
Hello, hey Craig. Project 302 is underway.
You've got Steve Toothaker and
I'm missing a reunion.
You are.
Bill Baldwin.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Craig, how are you?
Fine, thanks. I was out on a Boy Scout camp out this weekend.
Well, that harkens back to your and my past.
Where are you guys?
We're trying to figure that out metaphysically. We've come up with nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Above a concrete garage slab and blue ceiling above the sky somewhere.
Somewhere in the midst of all
Purest
that.
blue.
Mel's drawing edges. Get away. Go cleanse yourself. All right, Craig. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
I'm not sure we'd all agree on what dirty in a good way is.
So, Bill, I want to ask
Any
you.
dirty-
Very relative. Yeah.
Okay, we need a couple of bolts that are shorter.
Look at the sign.
Well, I was
here.
looking for the cap
Look at
for
this,
this
these
guy.
grass pieces that have been broken
I got a
over.
McMaster catalog.
Look how a rabbit
I'll
went
see
this
if I can
way
look
when
one
you would
up.
have just been striding past it. Slow
It's
down.
5/8.
See it.
See if we can get a little
Feel
5/8
it.
cap. for
I'm
that.
really excited
That'll
to do this
look
with
nice
him
and
because
professional.
Okay,
Like what
cool.
we saw at the car show.
Oh, yeah.
I speak for myself. I just know how
Instead
much
of a
we
piece of
rush
hose with a
past
bolt
all those
stuck in
things.
it.
Back to what we talked about earlier. when
And
you
that's
do
what I would
something,
do.
Your mind's, you're not used
Well,
to it.
who knows?
Yeah.
Temporarily we may have
So
to.
if you
but
go down
I'd
that
like to
path,
get something nice.
it's like when you go someplace for the first time, it takes a really long time.
Right.
When you do it the second time, it seems to go a little
Yeah,
quicker, and that's
yeah.
that sense of familiarity.
Yeah.
So you go down that path, and you're examining every step along the way.
Yeah, it's the same
And then the
thing.
next time you go back.
See,
So that's, if you take every journey as that
Beginner's
I wanna
mind.
explore,
Yeah.
right? It's a beginner's mind journey.
You bet.
I want to look at every signal along the way of whatever is around.
you know what, Jeff? I think
Great Project 302. Great to have Bill and Jeff. Came from Hawaii. Cool.
As opposed to Upland, gypsy that I am.
Oh,
It's 10 minutes away.
Mel, and of course you all know Professor Toothaker. Here's to everybody.
Here.
The only person we're really missing is Hop Sloan. Harold Sloan's dad should be here enjoying this as well. Thanks, guys. See y'all soon. All right, man, what a wild day. There goes Mel. Folks, I've got to tell you, I'm glad we got this stuff done because if we hadn't got this stuff done before all those guys arrived, we would have got nothing done. This was fabulous. So, here's what we've got. We finished up we were basically done, right, Steve?
Darn near. Just a couple of nuts and bolts and small incidentals. It's pretty much complete.
So the next episode is going to be us trying to get this off of the engine stand and into my van to get it over to Griff Shop and get it into the wagon. Right?
That's about where we're at.
Episode number 9. Number nine
nine.
is done. The engine is complete. Episode number 10, we'll be getting it out of here. And then, the final thing will be taking this for a ride in the wagon. Excellent. Great guest today. That's it. I'm speechless.
It was a great afternoon. The
Absolutely.
visitors made it cool. That was great.
Excellent. Excellent that Jeff dropped by all the way from Hawaii. Of course, Mel dropping by, Bill dropping by was fabulous. You'll see some edited tape of guys telling stories. I don't have enough tape to have taped the whole thing, so hopefully the editing comes together to show that we were just telling stories left and right. Great time. Great time.
Stay tuned.
See ya.
All the boys will be back now. You're part of the crew. See you next time on Project 302.